on one level, we're doing everything we can to prove ourselves worthy, to prove ourselves valuable, to prove ourselves good enough. On another level, we're doing everything we can to not try our best, because if we try our best and we fail, then we run the risk of coming face to face with the reality that maybe we're not good enough. See, if I don't try hard enough, then at least I can say, at least I've got an out. At least I can say, well, I didn't really try hard enough. But if I give it my all and I fall short, then the conversation has to be, well, what's wrong with me? I tried my best and I still failed. So there's a piece of us that shows up as procrastination, that shows up as perfectionism, that shows up as time management problems, that shows up as all of our sabotaging behaviors and patterns. Those behaviors are designed to stop us from trying our best. Now, that doesn't make any intellectual sense. Why would we stop ourselves from trying our best to achieve what we want in life? But we're stopping ourselves from trying our best so that we can hold on to the possibility that we are enough. We're so scared of giving it our all, falling down, and then deciding that, you know what? My mom was right. My dad was right. My teacher was right. My friends were right. The haters were right. The doubters were right. Whoever wherever in your life has said that you might not be good enough, and you've taken on that belief, your deepest fear is actually confirming that belief. And that's why sabotage is created. So once you clear up that conversation, you're willing to go in and rewrite that story. Now the sabotage doesn't have to live anymore because there's nothing to protect against. And then life gets so much easier. We all want to be liberated by that. So that's why we're talking about really staying inside that story and rewriting that story and challenging it so that you can release the chains. It's like most people have an anchor underneath the water that you don't even understand you have. You don't realize that you're trying as hard as you can to get the boat out of the harbor, but underneath the boat is anchored to the seafloor. So it doesn't matter how much you work on your skill set for driving a boat. If you don't uproot that anchor, you're not going anywhere.
I guess that just, it kind of punctuates the idea that every single one of us is grappling on some level with our enoughness, or maybe there are some who aren't, but let me just say, all the human beings that I know are grappling on some level with their enoughness. Am I enough? Am I smart enough? Can I pull this off? Do I know enough? Am I connected enough? And to hear Sean say that, like, is he a good enough dad, when I think he's one of the greatest dads that ever walked the earth, it just shows that we're all grappling with our enoughness. And here's the rub. Here's a couple of things that are just the real rub on all of this. That as long as we are tying our sense of value to any performance at all, we're screwed. We have got to here's the real tough part. It doesn't matter how well and brilliantly we do at something. It doesn't really matter how much praise or accolades we get from the externals. If we are tying our sense of self, our value of who we are as human beings, to our performance in anything, we're screwed. Because the bottom line is that our worth and our value is not tied to our performance at all. If I become a whiz-bang amazing, triple crown, double diamond ruby, expert galactic MLMer, am I worth more? No, the answer is no, I am not worth more. If I achieve very little in my business, am I worth less? No. Our worth is independent of any performance. And here's the other part that's really challenging. No one can give it to it. No one can give it to us but us. It doesn't matter. All of the externals can get piled high that makes it look like, yes, we've got a lot of money. Yes, we've got a lot of success. If that worthiness thing doesn't say, you know what, you were worthy before you had any of it. If it doesn't say that, there's nothing external that can ever bring it. And if you're willing to give that to yourself, because that's where it has to come from, if you're willing to give that to yourself as just a threshold issue, then everything becomes a joyful dance, because the stakes are too high. Like Sean was saying, if your success and your money and all of those things are going to define your worth, the stakes are too high. why would you even really want to play? And so this conversation is just, it's rich. As you can see, it's one that I get fairly emotional about, because I think it's at the very core of our human experience. And what I love about our business more than anything is who you are called to be and who you can support other people in becoming. I really believe that the best thing that happens to us, far beyond the money or the passive recurring income and those things that make life lovely and wonderful and easier, is really who we become in the process. Napoleon Hill says that that successful people in any walk of life make decisions quickly and firmly. And I guess that the opposite would be true, that people that are a little less successful take forever to make decisions. I'm not saying this so that you're decisive right now. I'm saying it because for the people that are making a decision, that decisiveness is a really great quality, and then sticking to your decisions. Like in our business, I notice the people that are less successful are the ones that take forever to decide. And then once they decide, they're constantly weighing it and reweighing it and reweighing it. The people that are fairly decisive after enough due diligence and then stick to their decisions, they're the ones that are successful. And